All right, let's talk about lowering your cholesterol naturally. This is Robin-Nutritionist, and I help women over 40 use food, targeted nutrition, and simple strategies to make sure that we feel excellent in this stage of life. Okay, so your cholesterol is high. Let's talk about why it's high and what you can do about it. So, unfortunately, this age, if you are in the pause phase, menopause, perimenopause, the decline in estrogen often comes along with the increase of cholesterol because estrogen is a protectant and we don't have as much protection as we used to. So as a result, you may see your cholesterol go up, which is like, chef. There are things you can do about it. And I'm going to give you a checklist so that you can make sure you say, yes, I'm doing this, this, this. Oh, I'm not doing this. So before you get on any statin, I want you to go through the checklist and make sure, unless you want to be on a statin, but make sure that you're doing these things to see how your cholesterol improves. And I have seen improvements in cholesterol over and over again. So I know what I'm telling you works. Also, the other reasons why your cholesterol can be high, in addition to being in the pause phase, is insulin resistance. So your blood sugar is out of whack. So it's simply our lifestyle. We're eating not the proper foods to support healthy cholesterol, and we're eating too many of the foods that increase the cholesterol. So I'm just going to talk about the easy stuff right now, your diet, and also chronic stress. And that is a big deal right now in our lives. Chronic stress is not as easy to get away from because the world is crazy. So I'm going to repeat what is potentially making your cholesterol high, and then I'm going to go through a checklist. So menopause, that's one of them. Your diet and lifestyle, meaning you are eating not to support your cholesterol, and then we're not moving our body enough. Chronic stress, poor sleep. And then sometimes it literally is genetic. So let's go into what you can do to lower it naturally. And as I'm saying this, I want you to say, yeah, I'm doing that, or no, I'm not doing that. All right. So the easy. I want to give you a list of foods that I want to make sure that you have in your diet on a daily, right? In no particular order. Flaxseed, ground, keep them refrigerated. Amazing for the cholesterol, for your bowels, fiber, all of that. So ground flaxseed all the time, ladies. And this is the reason why you can't do it. Avocado. These are good fats, full of fiber. So avocado, salmon, if you're eating fish, walnuts, you want to put in your diet, and a whole bunch of plant foods, your spinach, your chard, your kale, right? So those are a few foods that I want you to make sure that you're eating. So flaxseed, avocado, salmon, olive oil. I didn't say olive oil, walnuts, leafy greens most of the time. Okay. So that's number one. Now, the foods that you want to pull back on, if we're talking about lowering the cholesterol, sugar is a culprit for the high cholesterol. Also, packaged foods, because most of the time, packaged foods have these oils and saturated fats to preserve them, but they work against us. So the more plants you consume, the better that is for your cholesterol. So if you're eating red meats, you want to pull back on that. So if, for example, you're eating red meat every day, then let's ease back on it and say, okay, I'm going to reduce it to every 3 days a week. But the pulling back on the animal protein will support your cholesterol. Some of this is trial and error for you because everybody's body is different and how it processes. You definitely want to make sure that you're getting enough protein. If you're pulling back on animal protein, it's like, what do I replace it with? You can use tempeh, tofu, beans, plant-based protein powder. But the goal is to reduce your intake of animal protein in order to help support the cholesterol. So hopefully that makes sense with your diet. If you're struggling with that or you need a little bit of support, I have a 7-day nutrition reset that will help you do all of those things. If you are already a part of the Necessary Nutrition community as a member, I got you covered on that. So you don't need to do it. If you're listening to this and you're already a member, don't worry about the 7-day reset. But if you're not a member and you need that support, it's a wonderful way to reset your body with the foods that support you and remove the ones that don't. It's a freebie and it gives you a food list and everything. So that's one thing that I believe that will support you. Exercise, a no-brainer. Weight-bearing exercising, moving our body, sweating a little bit helps to move things around in a very positive way in the body. Supplements. So these are the supplements that I recommend for you as a woman over 40 if you're working on your cholesterol, your blood sugar, your overall health. Make sure you include these 3 if you are not already doing that. Omegas. I take a plant-based omega, but omegas help with cholesterol. It's good fat and it helps with the cholesterol. So make sure that you are doing your omegas. And you might have a question about what omegas, how much omegas. If you have a question, let me know and I'll make sure to respond. Your omega-3s. I take an omega blend of several omega types, but your omegas. You also want to make sure that you're doing D3 plus K2 unless you're on a blood thinner or you are having a kidney challenge. Otherwise, D3K2 helps to support us in so many ways, including our cholesterol. And you also want to bring magnesium in there. So your omegas, D3K2, and your magnesium glycinate or citrate. And if you know, Necessary Nutrition provides all of those. I'm going to put the information down below for you so you can grab those. So make sure those supplements are on your list. And if you're in there, you got your food, check, I'm doing that. I'm taking my supplements, check, I'm doing that. I'm moving my body, check. I'm also breathing or meditating or being or doing something peaceful. This is serious daily to get away from the stress that is building up in our bodies. I just started meditating, y'all, and I'm working on it because that's a huge piece that is just as important as what you eat. What you think and what you feel is immensely important in this process. Do not forget that part. So we're talking about our food, your supplements, your exercise, your peace, your meditation, your something. Get something to get the peace, the anxiety, and the stress out of your body. And that may be exercise for you too. I said those things. And then lastly, I want to introduce you to a protocol that recently, as a nutritionist, I have been introducing Necessary Nutrition community to this protocol, and it works. It's called the Feel Great Protocol. Here's how it works, and here's what it does. So the Feel Great Protocol combines time-based eating. So time-based eating is intermittent fasting with or chlorogenic tea and fiber matrix. So there's 2 products, natural herbs, plant-based, but you're doing time-based eating plus this chlorogenic tea plus this fiber matrix, and combined that helps to bring down your cholesterol. I've seen it over and over again. So you got to hear this because I want you to try it, but I have a simple way for you to try it to see if it works for you. So with the tea actually helps with mood, inflammation, energy, and it can help suppress the appetite if applicable. The fiber metrics, all of this is plant-based, helps with the cholesterol, helps with your blood sugar balance, helps your body process the carbohydrates and all of the things that are in. So together, all of those things support the cholesterol. And when I tell you, I know this because there's members of Necessary Nutrition who are doing the protocol and they are reporting back success with their cholesterol. If you're interested, is try the protocol for 6 days. Why 6 days? 6 days actually allows you to test the product, taste the product, play around with intermittent fasting, and see if you want to take a further commitment. Is it going to reduce your cholesterol in 6 days? Not necessarily. But the reason why I want you to try it is just because I want you to see if this is something you actually will do and can do. Generally, the ladies have seen the reduction in their cholesterol in about 3 to 4 months of consistently doing this protocol. Because nothing is overnight. You understand. Like, just because you ate a walnut yesterday doesn't mean the next day your cholesterol is going to be lower. It's a process, but I know this works. So if you're interested, below, you can request a 6-day trial sample, test the protocol out. I will make sure you know what to do and give it a try. And then if you say, yeah, this makes sense, I can do this, then you can do the protocol for longer. But I want you to try it for 6 days. Taste the tea. I want you to taste the tea, make sure that you like the tea. It has a lemonade essence. Try the fiber, taste it, make sure it all makes sense to you, right? There's nothing better than me telling you that this works and you can try it. So all that information is down below. If you have any questions, put your comments and I will be sure to answer them. But all of what I said to you, oh, there's one more thing I didn't say. I'm going to summarize what I did say for lowering your cholesterol. I have been doing this for more than 17 years. So I'm confident in what I'm telling you. So here are the checklists. We're eating the certain foods that I mentioned. We're reducing the consumption of the certain foods that I mentioned. You're making sure that you're taking the 3 supplements that I mentioned. You're moving your body. You're doing exercise. You have a stress release routine. You can't forget that, right? You got to find your peace. And then you try the Feel Great protocol. The tea, the fiber, the time-based eating, because it's supporting all of that. And cholesterol is one of the things that it is known to help you with. Now, lastly, because we're talking about natural ways. So is this the last thing that I'm going to mention? Is this natural? Is it not? I'm not sure. For some, this doesn't work for everybody. But as far as hormone replacement therapy, if you've done all the things and you are a candidate, because not everybody is a candidate for hormone replacement therapy, then that is something that you may want to help, meaning that it's supporting the rising of our estrogen. By the way, some of the foods that I mentioned with the flaxseed and the leafy greens, that helps to support our estrogen naturally. Also, if you're doing hormone replacement therapy, everything else that I mentioned, you still got to do that. So all of those things, you still got to do those things, right? So hormone replacement therapy might just be additional support for you. With all the other things that I mentioned, we still got to do. And let me tell you the truth. Ain't no such thing as get there. Like, it's evolutionary. We're doing the things and we got to keep doing the things and we assess. And sometimes we fall off doing the things, but this is evolutionary. Our bodies are changing. The environment is changing. These are the things that work, but we got to just keep at them over time. All right. This is Robin from Necessary Nutrition. Eat well, think well, and be well. I'm sending you blessings. All the information I talked about is down below. Get what you need to get. Ask me questions if you need to. Talk to you soon.